Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 201. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and all things firearms related. In this show, we're going to discuss the Olight PL-2 Valkyrie, the ATI Road Agent, and the Glock 46. And tonight we have the infamous Sean, because I guess Black Bag Resources needed to do something here. Rob, Tony, and Zane. So I am going to start with Tony on what he did in firearms.
Oh, he's getting smart this week. He's calling us.
I guess Tony doesn't care.
What happened?
Hey, Tony,
You're up to know what you did this week, dopey.
Oh, I'm sorry. It actually broke up. It said, on my end, it said, we'll start with, and then absolutely nothing. Okay.
Oh, sure. Good excuse.
Yeah.
Well, you
Blame it on the internet.
Be quiet, Grandpa, and you hush up, Aquaman. What I did was take out the. Don't worry about it. I just called them names. It makes no difference. It's like Tourette's. I'll call them anything. Matador Arms, SKS, Sabretooth. I took that to the range. Had some pictures on that. Took some photos with that I'm going to post up. It's pretty fun. Also broke out the with that dissipator upper AR. That was a lot of fun. And then I went on an 8-minute rant about bump stocks and stupidity and posted that up on the Second is for Everyone video. So if you want to check that out, you can go look at it on Second is for Everyone's Facebook page. And that's what I did in guns this week.
Well, since you went, I guess we'll go to Zane, since he might or might not have problems with his internet.
Yes, what I did in internet this week, let me tell you. So in guns this week,
Wait a minute.
we talked about that in the pre-show, which cannot be aired.
Yeah, no kidding.
It can be here, but it's all just beep, 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 beep,
Right, there's going to be way too many bleeps for that.
Yeah, nobody wants to listen to this.
Yeah, it'll be
Just
NC-17 rated and sound like Morse code.
It's going to be like Morse code, so it's terrible.
It'll sound like Beaker from Muppet Show doing phone tag.
Oh, jeez, Tony.
Rob's the only one who gets that reference.
So in guns this week, we had our Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna have to mute these guys. Where the hell's my mute button?
right.
Okay, try again, Zane.
Okay. Well, so we had we actually did our local Friends of NRA banquet Saturday. I'm a committee member on that, and we pretty good. We did right about $42,000 we raised for the NRA Foundation, which is not the same as the NRA because the NRA's they're not on the top of my
they're on
funsies.
body list this year.
Yeah, they're on my S list right now. But the Friends of NRA organization is not. That's a great organization so we did the banquet there. Sunday evening I took a class called Stop the Bleed with a local instructor down here who's affiliated with a couple of big name instructors, but he does his own stuff too.
Hey, was that class recommended for Wayne LaPierre?
We're not talking about Wayne LaPierre because
Sorry.
He's not my best friend right now. But no, it's a good class. It's all about tourniquets, hemostatic, agents, basically stopping major trauma. It was a lot of fun. I learned some stuff. So actually pressing triggers, I shot a cottonmouth that was trying to eat me.
That works.
Yeah. That's about it.
It's nice that, since you already know how to poke holes in people, that you're learning how to plug holes in yourself and your friends.
Yeah, and I mean, I hate to bring it up, but you go back to the Las Vegas situation. you know, 2 weeks ago, a gun would have done no good. Your Glock 19, your whatever you carry.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't have done you any good.
No, but
a little bit of medical knowledge would have done.
having a couple tourniquets and knowing what to use and how to apply pressure when it's needed and stuff like that. Yeah, you could have helped out.
And I mean, it sounds morbid, but even just how to triage people, how to be like, you know what, this person's dead. I can cut their shirt off them and stuff it in this person's abdomen. It sounds morbid, but stuff like that is important to know how to do.
Well, I mean, really, if you think about it, emergency rooms kind of do that, even though they have, instead of having to cut somebody's shirt off, they have gauze and everything they need. But
right.
Yeah, triaging people is pretty important sometimes.
Oh yeah. So it was good. It was a good class. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good. How about you, Rob?
I wish I could say I did a lot of guns, but I really didn't do a whole lot of guns in the last week and a half. Still been busier and just not at work and trying to get caught up with that. Now it looks like it's kind of slowed down. I might have some time to go to the range this weekend, but I did get this is part of the bolt for my Ruger precision rifle, if you're watching on the YouTube. And that was at the factory, was it the recall they had a month and a half ago? So I filled out that online form, and last week it showed up. So,
is it plastic or is it now?
No, this is actually metal. The part that's in my gun is plastic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They replaced it with like aluminum or something.
Yeah, this is aluminum. The only thing is, the part that's in my gun, the end cap comes off. But this part right here, I've been trying to twist this end cap off there. It don't want to come off, man. It don't like come off.
Well, whatever. Okay, and now since Sean hasn't been here in months, okay, maybe weeks, what did you do, Sean?
I've been much like Zane and everybody else, I'm sure, having all the internet arguments and conversations and poking the bear. And Wayne LaPierre is not getting invited to my birthday party either.
Do I get an invite?
No.
Crap.
No, you're too far away. I'm not paying for your plane ticket. The other thing I've been doing is selling the crap out of these. This is the Matador Arms Vector side folding adapter, and they're pretty bitchin'. So short of going into a full commercial, I'm going to leave it at that. But they've done a great job with those, and they are moving at a breakneck pace. I can't keep up with orders. As soon as before I can even get them in, they're already sold out. So it's like a constant ordering turnover issue and getting them in and ship back out to customers as fast as I possibly can.
Are those for ARs?
No, that's for the Chris Vector. That's a side folding adapter for the Chris Vector. If I can get it.
I gotta buy that so I can buy Chris Vector, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
That's gun guy logic.
Yeah. $100 part to justify a $1,500 pistol or carbine. It's only sound mathematics. And then I had what could have been a defensive firearms encounter last Saturday, which was just kind of annoying. My one day off in several weeks between the day job and BBR and teaching classes with Tony and Tony's events and, all the running around I do. And I go to take the garbage out, and there's some intoxicated individual out behind my garage, which was not appreciated, especially since I had my 2-year-old with me, because everything I do, he's got to do, because that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So I'm on my property. I have a resident concealed carry permit and a handgun on me, and I'm like, really, this is how this is going to go down. And of course, the guy, once he sees me there, you would think he would make a sensible move to move away. No, he lurches towards me in his drunken/drug-induced stupor. And it's amazing how quick the math goes through your mind. Like, is he within 21 feet? Do I have a chance to draw? Do I even need to draw? Is this guy really making a furtive movement towards me, or is he just a drunken idiot? And then the consequences of all that. How is my 2-year-old going to look at me for the rest of his life if I kill a man in front of him? Because that's really what we're talking about when it comes down to it. So the story ends with a happy ending, and everybody gets to go home. I basically dropped the garbage, picked up my son, went in the house, locked the door, called the police and made it their problem.
Hey, that works for me. That's the smart thing to do.
He was a little confused as to why Daddy snatched them up and ran them into the house the way I did, but you know, nobody had to get any new body piercings, so I think it's a win-win for everyone.
But
and it's probably, I think so.
Part about those engagements are, say you're 100% right. I think it cost George Zimmerman $2 million to get out of jail.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony. Is this the time for the U.S. Law Shield commercial?
Yeah, exactly. It really comes down to doing something like getting that auxiliary insurance, I think it's called, like U.S. Law Shield, like second call defense. It's just a smart move if you carry a defensive firearm with you to have the ability to at least offset that. I know this is not a time for a commercial, but let's go ahead and just talk about it while it's there.
Might as well.
That's the thing that may save your entire future, because right now Zimmerman's talking about being homeless and shoot, no shoot. It was whatever you believe the George Zimmerman case. It was deemed a good shoot not only once at the time it happened, but again by the prosecutor, and then they tried him again. Was found not guilty because he didn't do anything wrong, and he still broke to the tune of millions of dollars. So yeah, if you can spend $20 or less a month, because U.S. Law Shield is one price, right? And
my U.S. Law Shield is $11 a month. That's what I have.
Yeah.
Second call defense just got a new carrier. I just saw the email today from a friend of mine, and they're dropping their prices too with the new carrier. So even they have lower prices now. Really, really think about.
You're looking at a retainer for an attorney's $10,000.
No, probably about 30 to get.
Well, I mean, just for a basic attorney, guaranteed you're going to spend $10,000 at least right up front.
Yeah, and any kind of expensive stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so, we're talking about in the tens of thousands.
People love to say a good shoot's a good shoot. Well, not necessarily.
Right.
Okay, so now Tony made a spiel. I'm going to make mine. So if any of these would like to sponsor the Gun and Gear Review podcast, please contact me.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
we're begging.
Yeah, right.
I guess it's up to me now. What did I do in firearms? Well, I did some. I actually, thanks to Gray Ghost Precision and our buddy Ryan Cross, he sent me this slide. Yeah, this slide and this barrel, so I could finish out this Polymer 80 build to, review the slide, etc. I put the night vision sights on it, which they're kind of a new company. They make I believe they're owned by like Kamenga or somebody like that, and they're tritium sights, but they have, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, kind of a dot with various different colors. It's a big painted around the tritium insert, so that's pretty cool. So I went out and shot that. Everything was super tight. Basically it would not cycle with the ammo that I was using at first. Ran some plus P ammo through it and it cycled fine. So imagine that.
Okay.
Gun too tight, use more powder.
That's right. So gradually it worked and now it functions fine. So most of this stuff will be in reviews here in probably about a month. So I have that. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's just got factory parts in it. So
all ball busting aside, that's a pretty sweet hookup from Ryan.
Oh, no kidding.
Nice to see he hasn't forgotten about the little people in his life.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, which I am very thankful that Grey Ghost sent me this stuff to review. That they hooked me up, because I kind of figured, I'm like, he out of the blue was like, well, I'm going to send you a slide. I'm like, really? Sweet. Thank you. I can't tell you how much that was pretty cool. So they actually sent a threaded barrel too. So
nice.
That's pretty cool. And since I actually have a suppressor that will work on it, I can even though it doesn't have a booster. Cycle the gun, but it'll keep the gun quiet. So there is that.
You cut out there. It's direct thread, and you said it's not going to cycle the gun.
My suppressor doesn't have a booster, so it won't cycle the firearm because it's for a submachine gun actually, or just a regular carbine. But it'll make it quiet. So that's what I did in firearms. So we're now into the announcements. The bandwidth sponsor is Patriot Patch Co., and we thank them for sponsoring the podcast. There are new patches for pre-order. I see there is a Enjoy the Silence patch, which is pretty cool. They have some Mr. Guns and Gear patch, which they're doing, and they have the Real Men Carry 40 millimeter patch. For pre-orders, they also have the Patch of the Month Club. This month was the Franken gun. It's got like Frankenstein and, a Franken gun put together, which was pretty cool. I didn't actually bring it in here with me because it is stuck to the back of my seat in my pickup. So
you got yours, Rob? There you go.
That. Yeah.
There you go, Chad.
Hold it up. Say something. There you go. So yeah, we got that. If you'd like to do the listener support program, you can go to the firearmsradio.tv/pledge gun gear review podcast and donate some money per episode towards us. Or you can support the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv/pledge. We also have an Odin Works coupon code for our 200th episode that aired last week. It runs through the end of October. It is GGRP10, and you can get 10% off pretty much anything on their site. So the Instagram...
I heard that they might be doing 2 patches for November, for the patch of the month.
Yeah, they might. Was it last November they did 2 patches? I think it was.
Yeah, they did the turkey and the pumpkin grenade can.
So hopefully they do that. I haven't heard anything, but you never know.
He might have been on Geeks, Gadgets, and Guns and let something like that drop.
Might have been. I could text Ryan and find out, but that's a lot of work.
I need this 40 millimeter patch. I need this. I'm looking at it now, like, I need that.
It's hot, isn't it?
It's pretty cool.
It is bad. Hot. I mean, I'm almost to the point. I wish I was a patch dude. I was like, oh, dude, this is hot.
That really ends the caliber debate, doesn't it?
Yep. Our Instagram giveaway is still going on, so please go share the post to enter, and maybe you can win some cool stuff. If you go over to the show notes of episode 200, it has links to all the stuff we're giving away. And if you're shopping Amazon, use the affiliate link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. Much appreciated. There is the Black Bag Resources coupon code of Simon Says Train for free shipping on any order. Basically gets donated to the 2A 4E diversity shoot. And Tony.
Yay.
Yeah, Rhiannon used that again and ordered more stuff to send to Tony. She's like, I need to be replaced. She's really your new best friend.
Rhiannon,
does she order A2 pistol grips?
Oh my goodness. TJ
No, she ordered stuff he actually wants.
Yeah. TJ just contacted me and said he's going to send some parts out for our 2A4E AR build, and it's just asking what did we need. And I told him, and he was like, hey, need any A2 pistol grips? I was like, no.
Yeah, TJ, about 100 of them.
So, of course, TJ goes, all right, cool. I'll send like 3 or 4 of them.
Who's this TJ guy you speak of?
It's this dude that used to work on the show. I think he got too good for us and left.
Oh, okay.
He's like the Italian grandma that you tell, no, I'm not hungry, and she says, good, we'll feed you then.
Manja.
You need any A2 pistol grips? No. All right, I'll only send you 4.
Yeah. We don't have any product reviews this week. Tony actually has one, but I need to post it, so he'll probably do it next week. So we are into the product spotlight. And first up, we have the Olight PL-2 Valkyrie. which is a firearms mounted light. The MSRP on it is $99.95. So somebody's going to be disappointed here, and it's probably going to be me. Basically, it's an LED weapon mounted light. It is 1200 lumens. It uses 2 CR123A batteries, which I'm really disappointed in because, they're not my favorite. It's the standard mounts on anything with a 1913 rail or a Glock rail. I have actually seen this light. I haven't really used it. I just played with it a little. It is bright. It shows the data beam distance is 770 feet.
1200 lumens is full stupid.
Oh, it's bright.
That's like burnout retinas, send demons back to hell, scorched earth. You probably won't have to shoot him because you just roasted his ass.
Well, let's talk about lumens, though, for a second. Lumens
Here we go.
is the overall
Yep.
light output.
He's right.
What's important is candela.
There you go,
they
baby.
list
The
that.
amount of light in the focused beam.
And they list that.
Candela on this light is 13,800, I think is what it was.
Yeah, 13,800.
Because I looked it up.
Yep.
The candela on my TRL1 HL, which has 800 lumens, is 15,000.
Right.
So the lumens gets a little
right.
that that word gets thrown around a lot, but lumens is the overall light output, where candela is how much is in the focused beam.
Yeah, but I'm going to make the argument that this is kind of a funny argument because now we start playing with the numbers and the scaling is off because 2,000 candela difference is not that big a difference as, 300 or 400 lumens.
Yes, this is true. But it's just everyone's. I've seen this on the internet. Everyone's freaking out over 1,200 lumens because I'm with the people that love all the lumens camp. I'm on board with all the lumens. I'm tracking.
Here comes the butt.
But
everything before the butt is a lie.
Right. Everything before the butt is a lie. But I'm not willing to give up my candela for the lumens. So that's where I'm at.
Basically, what it seems to me is you're telling me that this has less in the focused beam, but it probably has a wider spread.
My guess is it's gonna have more of a spill, and spill's good for close range, but for close range, like a 200 lumen light's fine at 5 yards. The reason to have all the lumens is so you can really focus that in and reach out.
Reach out.
I'm not saying this is a bad light.
How far, Zane?
How far are we reaching out?
I mean,
with a handgun mounted light.
With a handgun, I can make shots with my handgun at 100 yards. I'm not saying it's a feasible thing.
In the dark with a flashlight?
Well, if it's bright enough to positively identify what I want to shoot at.
Oh, it's starting to come apart.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Listen, so I'm gonna straight up rip a line from Will Petty here. And with my light, I am trying to replicate the sun because I can't have the sun at night, so I'm stuck with what I'm left with. The sun puts out 10,000 lumens per square inch or some craziness. So until I can get that in a light, I don't have enough.
That sounds like fake news.
Come on.
Yes, it is.
All that being said,
I guess here's the bottom line. If Zane puts this on his Glock at night and somebody breaks into his house, can you use this to effectively illuminate the
here it
intruder
is.
and maybe even blind him?
This is where I'm going to get kicked off the show, and everybody's going to be happy I don't come back for another 6 weeks. Here's the challenge, Zane.
Okay, I got you.
No. Listen.
Here's the challenge because you're a firearms professional, right? And you're making what I consider a very valid argument. So here's the challenge, and it's going to be difficult probably just to find a range that'll accommodate this. But I want to see you shoot your handgun at 100 yards in the dark with your flashlight.
Okay, I don't have 100 yards at my range, but I will do. I can get 70 out of my range, and and I'll shoot a video of it. Now, with my light currently on my handgun, I don't think I can reach that far. Well, I can see that.
Oh, but you just had all the candelas.
No, I can see
Where's
that
your
far.
candelas?
Now, hold on.
Where are your candelas?
Yes, this is bad. You should see us before we go live.
Yes, true. I can see that far. My light will reach out that far.
Okay.
But I don't know if, like, I could be able to see my target and shooting paper, I'd be able to do it. No problem. What I'm concerned with is I don't think it's going to be enough light at that distance to see if that's good guy, that's bad guy. Is that a wallet? Is that a phone? Is that a gun? I don't think there's enough light to see that, which is why I make the argument for Candela.
What you're arguing now in your backpedaling is that
I'm not backpedaling.
Even with candelas, it's still too difficult to make a good shoot, no shoot scenario at those ranges. So maybe it becomes a moot point.
No.
And that's exactly
and here would be my rebuttal to that. My rebuttal to that would be that's the reason I want more candela, because
you can make a 100-yard shot with your handgun.
No,
in the dark,
but I could maybe make a 40-yard shot over a 30-yard shot. Because if I can make the shot during the day, I want the light that allows me to make closest to that shot at night.
Let's go ahead and stop the BS, because what's happening with the caliber wars is, not caliber wars, the lumen wars, and it really is coming down to wars is this. At 100 yards, you can't tell the difference between a wallet and a freaking black subcompact pistol anywhere if someone's
you're right.
With the naked eye on a summer cloudless day. So I don't care if Will Petty has the sun come down. He still's not going to see if that person's a threat at 100 yards. Well, all right, so you have all the lumens.
But here's the deal with light, though. You can always use less light. You can always use less. You can never use more than the light has. So if I have it available, I can use it. If I need less, I can divert the muzzle to use less light. So there's no reason to not have more light.
Well, if you don't want to point the gun at what you're aiming it at, right? Like if there's some reason you want to divert the muzzle, you shouldn't be using your firearm mounted light anyway.
Well, that's
when you go to your second light.
Well, my handheld is my primary light. My secondary is the one attached to the gun. But I will say that if for some reason I need to use less light, if you're searching, if for some reason, because there are times you will search, not maybe me, but there are times when people will search with weapon mounted lights. There is a scenario where that is a thing. And if you need less light, you divert. And
believe me, I'm not saying you don't need more lumen. And I don't say more lumen is not necessary. I'm saying getting caught up in this lumen wars when you think the over 1,000, over this, over that, 250 home defense scenario, we're cool. Now, we're outside as civilians. Let's quit BSing. I understand identifying something at longer distances. Totally got that. But what are you pulling the trigger on at longer distances with a flashlight at night?
Well, how long is one, laying in the grocery aisle at your local, wherever you shop?
Why are you in a grocery store with no lights on?
You never, I don't know if you noticed, but we just had a hurricane down here and the whole power was out to the whole.
Well, Zane, if you would stop looting.
Don't tell anybody. That was our secret.
Well, it's live now. You're screwed.
All right. So
but,
here's
now
the deal.
I get what you're saying. That's not really my main issue with this light, though. But I just the whole point of that was to simply point out that lumens isn't the go-to number.
Not necessarily the best measurement.
Right.
I get your argument. I still want to see video of you shooting your handgun way far out at night in the dark with your flashlight.
Just because I'm gonna do it now.
Because it's cool.
Yeah. Just more for shits and giggles than anything else.
I got you timestamp that. I got 800 lumens and 15,000 candela. Nope. We'll see what I can do with it.
All right.
Yep. We'll see what you can do. Now I guess we'll get back to this light. Now that you're talking about whatever it is.
Sorry. Now we know PL-2 Valkyrie.
Now we know what the candela is on it.
I think it's 13.8.
Basically, the mode of operation is it has a side switch, one on each side of the back of the light. So it is ambidextrous. How do I pronounce this wrong? Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Ambidextrous. So either.
Just so you can pronounce
Hey,
that.
Black Betty, ambidextrous.
Now
Bam-a-lam.
the switchology on that, or is that a word? Is switchology
Wow,
a word?
seriously?
It is now.
Wow.
It is now.
It is now.
Oh, dude, I got to come back
I
next
like
week
it.
with a coupon code, Tony.
Switchology, baby.
Switchology is a new word. We're running with it. Is there? I couldn't find anything on it. Is it like one press for on and one for momentary? Like, did anyone find how the switch works? Because I saw it was like almost like a crossbolt switch, but I didn't find like how it works.
I didn't find how it works, but because I played with it, comments inbound.
Phrasing.
You got his tactical bundle on.
Basically, if you push it and hold it, the light lights up, right? So it's momentary. If you double click it real quick, it stays on.
Okay. And it's an electronic button, not like a mechanical button.
No, it's electronic. It's kind of on the back. I don't know if the pictures kind of show it.
Yeah, no, I saw where the switch was. I just, it's hard to get an idea of how it works by looking at pictures.
You can push it from either side or from the back of the light also.
Okay.
So it works either way. So it's pretty intuitive how it works. It does say it has a strobe. I don't know. Yeah, the one I was using, I think you have to program it to use the strobe or something because I could not get it to strobe. So I don't know if there's that. It is IPX6 rated, which I guess is basically somewhat waterproof. It runs basically, it looks like about an hour, a little over an hour at the full output. I don't think it is adjustable. It weighs like 2.82 ounces. The length, the head diameter, all that stuff doesn't really matter. You kind of have to see it.
What she said.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Hey, you got away with playing with it, dude. You're not getting away with that.
Yeah. It basically comes with everything you need to mount it. Well, I think we kind of went through.
Well,
we kind of went through what this thing does. So
here's my thing with this light. The O lights have mixed reviews online. Some people love them, some people hate them. And with the aftermarket support when it comes to holsters, I am totally not ready to give up my extreme light for this. Now, if it comes in as durable and, if it stands up the test, it might be a viable option. But right now, for about the same price as a TRL-1 HL, that's going to have more candela, less lumens, and that has been it's been pressure tested. The two lights right now that, for the most part, the professionals agree that our go-to are the TRL-1 and the X300. Some people like some of the M-Force lights. Most of the professionals I know do not. I've never played with them. I don't know. But your aftermarket support's not going to be there for this light. I don't like electronic switches. I prefer a manual toggle. That's just me. That's just a personal preference. And I don't know what the durability is on this light. So if it's durable, that's one thing. If it's going to break, once I slam it into... Because I'm hard on guns. I'm hard on stuff. Tony knows what I'm talking about. He breaks everything.
My concern with the light, just because I've read Olight reviews and stuff, and it's like, it's a mixed bag. So I would be concerned. So is this thing going to hold up? I mean, when I looked at it, it looks well built. I mean, it didn't feel like a cheap piece of junk when I picked it up or anything like that. But it's so new that nobody really knows how it's going to stand up. You know, is the lens going to break from impacts? Is, you know, the light going to come unsoldered? Stuff like that. Who knows?
Here's the thing. The way you find out is by actual people using it. Streamlight and Surefire pretty much Surefire has been around for a really, really long time. So they've gotten beat up, slammed, been all over the place. Streamlights, they're in the market. I use Streamlight. I have them. I've lost them. I've not broken them yet, though, which is really amazing. Oh, actually, no. I had 2 of them at work go down because they corroded from the inside. But it's just going to take people using these things, and you got to see if they work or they don't work. And just because you have something that says Streamlight or Surefire doesn't mean you can't break it, because we had Surefire light. Was it Surefire? Yeah, we had Surefire lights go down at one of our
oh yeah, every single one.
Yep.
They all went down.
I mean, it is what it is.
Tony's $10 Walmart special was still running. Boy, were those guys pissed.
Ooh, they were mad. Ooh, they were mad.
They were almost as mad as the range owner.
Anyway, couldn't go back there for a while. My thing is, use it if you want to. The price is not horrible. It sounds good, but again, it's hit or miss sometimes with Olight. I mean, I've seen tons and tons of videos of Olights, of various flashlights that people had, and some say it worked, some say it didn't. But then you got to wonder exactly how do they use them. I mean, myself, and Zane. Well, we break rocks. So, yes. I mean, we're tough on equipment. And if you're tough on equipment, sometimes you have to pay for better equipment. And if you're not, then you might not need something that costs that much or as sturdily built.
Right. Well, here's the bottom line. Olight can get a good review if they send it to Zane and Tony to get beat up and actually put it through its paces and see what's going to fail.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
I
can give it to me.
I can break it. No, I mean, if this is like going on your nightstand, as you know, and that's where it's going to live, that's one thing. But for one, the aftermarket support's not there. I don't know of any reputable company making holsters for guns with Olights. And that's not to say there isn't any. I just don't know of any. And the light seems to be pretty untested. I mean, like I said, if they want to send me one, I'll take it out to my range and I'll shoot it off barricades and I'll roll around in the dirt with it. We'll have a good old time and we'll see if it works. But
okay, I'll take your word for it.
Hey, but
send it to us. Yeah. We can break it.
I mean, I can break a Streamlight or a Surefire if I try hard enough. Like, I'll break it, but I don't want to. I've had pretty good luck with my Streamlights. I got one I got to send back to Streamlight. It's not broken, but it's got a charging issue. And that's a handheld. So.
Oh, and
here's
another thing I want to throw out there because battery life, it says an hour. One of the things that I find when you get into higher lumens is shorter battery life.
Yes.
This is not a work light. This is a weapons mounted light. But it's the same thing. Keep that in mind when you're running a class that's going to be 3 hours. Batteries.
Bring spare batteries.
Yeah. And that's
bring spare batteries. And then as the batteries, after you finish your class, put fresh batteries in if this is your defensive firearm.
Right. And that's another thing about what I'm talking about. If it's going on your nightstand, battery life is, for the most part, irrelevant because you're going to have the light on for, maybe 15 minutes most?
Yeah.
For most people. Yeah. Like, if it becomes an issue. But if you're taking 8-hour low light classes, battery life might be a thing for you. With handhelds, you can get the rechargeables, the 6 to 18, 6 to, or whatever the hell they are.
It did say this can be recharged, so you can get rechargeable batteries.
Rechargeable 123s don't have the best track record.
I know. I know. That's.
But, But yeah, so I don't know. If they want to send me one, I'll try to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we probably said enough about that light so far.
Yeah, but the coupon code Switchology just went live on BBR.
Switchology is a live coupon code.
It's a live coupon. Get you $5 off the new BBR t-shirt.
Sweet.
because that was
Nice.
the first thing I could grab and put together a coupon on.
Switchology.
So yeah, the new baseball team.
Switchology. I like that.
Switchology.
If it wasn't a word. If it
Now
wasn't then,
It is
one
now.
That's right.
Boom.
Hey, Webster, it's a word. Switchology.
Bigly.
Now we are on to something completely different. We
Love
have
it.
the ATI Road Agent side-by-side shotgun. This thing, MSRP is for $599.95. Basically, what it is it's kind of your coach-style shotgun with some engraving and such. Let's see, external hammers.
Mhm.
So, which is kind of cool on this style of shotgun. The Road Agent autococks both hammers when you break the barrel to load it. So it's, that's kind of a good deal. And automatically sets it in the safe position. And that's kind of cool. It does have 18.5-inch barrels, aluminum receiver, black aluminum finish, steel barrels, intricate scroll engraving, hand-finished wood stock and forearm. The barrel length is their 18.5s. The whole thing is 35.4 inches. It only weighs 5.3 pounds. That's pretty sweet. Holes 14 3/4 and 15.5, depending on the front and rear trigger. So it has dual triggers on it. The drop is 222 1/4, and the drop at the comb is 1 3/4. It is Turkish walnut. The front side is a bead as normal, and it looks like it has chokes available. So it's not just your normal cylinder board. You can get choke tubes that uses Beretta Benelli mobile choke system threads or chokes. So what do you guys think of this thing? I think Tony
So
likes
this is
it.
the coach gun for people that enjoyed the reliability and easy takedown of the GSG5.
Well, as a
No.
Glock and AR-15 only shooter, I actually kind of like this. And
Did I hear that right?
I would have no use for it, really, no
Whoa,
practice.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
There it
But
is.
I would love to Form 1 this thing and cut it down to 10-inch barrels, just because.
And cut the stock.
Nah, I leave the stock.
Yeah.
I want a coach gun, like a legit, so Tombstone's one of my favorite movies ever. And
Of course it is.
and I just, I think it'd be and this is not a bad price for a good looking side-by-side. I mean, this is a decent looking gun. Usually you're going to pay a little more for a good looking side-by-side. The side-by-sides I can afford typically aren't the best looking. And the ones that are the best looking, typically I can't afford. So
Yeah.
I kind of like this. This is neat. I'd Form 1 this and cut it down to 10 inches.
You heard
and
Zane,
for
his favorite
other-
movie is about gun control, right?
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
listen,
much.
Yeah, all right.
I like the movie.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I
Okay.
like the movie.
That's right.
It's
Yep.
not my fault they tried to ban guns in the city.
Both keepers.
3%, yo.
I have this strange feeling that next week we're going to get a lot of hate mail.
Oh yeah.
You're
Good.
welcome.
I just don't
Oh, keep it
understand.
coming.
Hey, at least we're gonna have some kind of listener feedback, though, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
That's what I'm here
Okay.
for, to kick the hornet's nest. Let's hear it, Tony.
Yeah, well, okay. Spoke to ATI at one godforsaken shore and the other. And they had turkey fowler, kind of the same thing, except didn't have exposed hammers. This one does. It has exposed hammers. Every time you break the gun open, it cocks the hammer. So you load it up, you close it, and then you have to disengage the safety. So auto cocking, and it comes with decockers if you want to drop it down. Their picture here, I'm seeing some of the ugliest wells I've ever seen. I don't know if it's everything or just the one they chose for their ad, but it looks horrible, at least in the photo they took. I want one because I think they're cool. I think it's one of the more simple self-defense firearms you could possibly pick up. I have no idea what street price would be, but I'm thinking it's probably slightly over 400 maybe. And again, with a side by side, it's in good company. I think Stoger is the only one, the other one that I know makes a side by side. It's pretty cool, built for home defense, or even
That's not
and it comes with
$1,800, right?
No, it's not. It's like 350 to 400.
Well, what I'm saying is a lot of
It
the
comes
side by sides are.
no side by sides. Other than those two companies, yes, they're well over the $1,000 mark. Every single one of them.
And those are you guys going out there looking. They're upland game hunting, doing bird stuff
or
ducks
clays
or clays.
skeet. Stuff like that, you're gonna pay a bunch of money for. But if you just want to have some fun, which this breaks down to, and this is really a market that Sean and I have talked about. Home defense for people who aren't really into guns. Way too many of us are into firearms, and we like this firearms lifestyle. Well, we're a small percentage of firearms owners. There are a lot of people that have a gun that they just stick in a corner, and it's for emergencies. And this is about as simple as you can get. Break it open, stick 2 shells in it, and turn the safety off, and you're ready to go. And most bad guys will leave the house if they think someone's home. The other percentage of bad guys are the ones that see someone home, and then they see they have a firearm, and these people leave. And then there's that third one that you're going to have to shoot. 2 barrels of 12 gauge will put down anyone, anywhere, at any time, for the most part, depending on the load and depending on shot placement.
Yeah,
or if you've attended the Joe Biden School of Home Defense, you can fire 2 blasts off your back porch.
That's where I was going, man. Call us the Biden special.
Right.
Yeah, and you can go to jail, and they can break into your house when you're not there.
Right.
Well,
the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are not that necessarily of the individual.
Yeah, there you go.
But what I did,
I'm gonna.
It has no extractor. You're gonna have to pull the shells out by hand.
Right. I was gonna say I'm gonna add something in because even though it's not as big, I don't think it's as big as it used to be. There is still lots of cowboy action shooters out there.
That too.
And
I don't know if this qualifies.
I don't think it does.
I thought it does because it doesn't have extractors. But I don't know for sure.
The safety and the auto cocking hammers might be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Right. If it's not, then they could use something like this that's not going to cost them a fortune.
It's got a small extractor. It pops them out about maybe a quarter of an inch to make it easier to pull the shells out.
If you are into single action shooting, or cowboy action, or single action shooting society, I think it's called SAS. You might want to call them. I mean, you might want to call them to find out before you make an investment like this into this.
Yep.
Because it's expensive enough as is. And truthfully, if you're in the SAS, more than likely you just find some of the pages where these guys sell their stuff, trading in and trading up in the cowboy action shooting.
Oh, yeah. But I'm with you guys. I mean, I don't really have a use for this thing, but it's kind of cool just in what it is. And I really do like Zane's idea of Form 1 in this thing. That would
I would Form 1 the crap out of this and
that would be pretty darn sweet.
Fun.
I mean, basically you'd Form 1 it, chop those babies off right at the
end of the walnut. Right at the end of the front furniture.
That's exactly what,
I hate you guys.
So that would be pretty sweet.
I'm hating this even more than you are, Tony, because I'm looking at this thing going, this is not the double barrel I would ever want. I've got a bunch of break actions. You can go ahead and be my Huckleberry. You gun control advocating lumen hating.
Views and opinions expressed here.
We gonna have to. No, listen. I've got a bunch of inexpensive single shot break actions that look way better than this. Quite frankly,
I don't want a single barrel break. I want a side by side to Form 1.
Yeah, but that's not even a deal breaker. Here's the whole thing. I don't understand why it's got a safety at all. I don't understand why it's got a decocker at all. And I don't understand why it has to automatically cock the hammers for you as if you're not smart enough to be able to cock the hammers.
I understand why it has the decocker because it has the automatic hammer cocker.
Does your Glock have a decocker?
I agree with you that it does. The auto cocker is kind of hanky, and the Glock doesn't fully cock. The Striker is not fully cocked.
It does have a decocker. It's right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this is my safety,
it's a dual-purpose decocker.
But no, I understand why they put a decocker on because when you break it, it auto cocks. Now,
right. So because they created the problem of auto cocking, now they have to create a second problem of a decocker, and then add to that a safety. So it's got 3 pieces of crap it doesn't need.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Now, if it had extractors, I could understand the auto cocking for faster reloading. Maybe you break it, it spits out, you load 2, slam it shut, and you're ready to go. But yeah, I'm tracking on that. That's kind of
as the Greeks would say, nah.
Okay. All right. Hey man.
Well,
you're entitled to your opinion.
Actually, Sean, you make decent points with, why is it auto cocking? Why is it, you have to have a decocker now because it auto cocks.
When I buy a break action, I don't want any of those features.
No, you just pull the hammer back
and
yourself.
The name escapes me right now, but there's another manufacturer that makes a bunch of single shot break actions that I won't buy because they have safeties on them. I don't want a safety on a single shot break action. Get that crap out of
the
here.
idea of a single shot is the ease of use. It's great for teaching new shotgunners. It's great for taking out to the field. Yeah, I don't understand. I like the idea because I want to Form 1 it.
This should be twice as good, and it's 3 times as bad.
Yeah. No, I
want to hammer fight.
I like it for what I want it for because I want to wear a trench coat and walk around and say weird stuff. And
what are we talking about?
Wait a minute.
We're talking about my
I didn't know.
Fantasy here,
this is we're getting into some premeditated
51 minutes, 35 seconds.
I'm uncomfortable here. I need an adult.
Was there another time?
We all need adult supervision.
Did someone say a bad word?
He's walking around
I heard
in a
Chad
trench
writing
coat.
stuff down over there.
I was talking about guns with Uncle Zane, and then it got icky. I said no and left and told an adult I trust.
Well, that just took a really strange turn.
Chad
thanks for that.
left the show.
Where's our ringleader at? What's he doing?
I disappeared. I'm scared now. I'm not sure what I missed.
This is what you call establishing distance and denial. He was not in the room at the time.
Zane, you did me a scare, bro.
What?
Okay.
All right, so I went and found this, and I looked it up. Brown Owl, Stoger, 12 gauge. And this is the only ones I found, and they're around $4.99. But this is for real. Wow, sucks small. It's an over and under. I'm sorry, but it's $4.49. I'm looking for the Stoger double barrel. I think one of them's called Home Defense, and that's the one with the pick rail, and it's all black. And then they have another one that's wood grain. Can't find it right now, but I think the price is on the mid 3s, low 4s. So it does not have exposed hammers. It cocks, of course, upon close, and I think it has ejectors.
Okay,
There's
I'm confused now.
Stoger's in the same price range, but doesn't have the exposed hammers or the silly decocker or the other stuff that'll probably break on you and make you really angry. But it just doesn't look old school. It does not look.
You mean the chambers welded? You mean the chambers welded to the barrels?
Dude, that is just horrible looking.
What is up with that?
In their own picture, it looks like crud. This looks bad.
I guess I'm going to be the dissenting voice in saying that I will never, ever, 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 ever recommend anything that only has 2 shots for home defense, and that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with you there, but people make that choice anyway. Everybody decides for themselves, right? I agree with you. I'm not going to make that recommendation, but I think there is a quote unquote market for it, and people are going to go for it that way. Not their best option, obviously becoming a little bit better trained and upgrading to something else is better. But you know, some people,
You fight
like
with what
Tony
you
said
brung.
earlier. Yeah, you fight with what you brung, and not everybody's about that life, right?
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nope.
no, I got you, but I mean, like I was talking. I'm gonna go on a tangent here. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and he was telling me he uses a single shot 20 gauge for home defense, and I'm like, well, why? He's like, because my only other option is an 8-shot 22 revolver. I'm like, well, use the 8-shot 22 revolver. Like, I just prefer more rounds than less rounds, no matter what the caliber.
I'm willing to bet if it really comes down to it, he's using both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're probably
Mhm.
right there, but I don't know. I see
Here's
you
the
guys'
thing.
point.
You
I don't
learned-
think this is supposed to be marketed towards the home defense like thing.
No.
though. I
don't think so.
I'm not
Yeah.
getting
But
who
it
this
can
is
be.
marketed to, because it's
But-
kind of breaking it off for any group that would be interested in this. The home defense
really
people,
is.
it's a bad choice for them. Cowboy action shooting, not a great choice for them. And any kind of double barrel purist or even break action purist is going to go bleh.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if you
thinking
want
the
to
same
Form
thing.
1 this bitch and take it to the range
Oh,
and have
geez,
a
we're back on
blast.
that.
Right. If you
Well,
want to
here's-
saw this sucker down and use a piece of parachute cord to hang it under your trench coat and be a weirdo,
Hey, see?
Hey,
we don't judge.
okay.
But here's this is where
Our
I'm putting
ringleader's
this,
trying to bring
And-
us in.
though. And
I'm
really,
trying.
um,
I'm thinking about giving up and just leaving
You've been
Deleting
out
the show.
ringleadered.
and just
Here's
seeing
the
what
thing,
shows up.
mustache.
Here's the thing about this and other guns like this. It's great that we have our opinion, whether it's based on our professional opinion of years of teaching people and years of doing defensive classes or not. The people are going to use a gun for what they want to use it for. I mean, if it wasn't true, tourist judges wouldn't sell.
Right.
Jesus, thank you.
And people use those for home defense. It's just, oh my goodness, what a hot mess. But people are going to use the guns for what they're going to use it for. Now, my pointing out that Sean actually pointed out that this has a lot of things that can go wrong and make this not work. With the decocker and the hammers and all that crazy stuff. I mean,
I mean, if
let's just go for old
if
school.
the idea is simplicity, you know, if that's the reason you're going with the double barrel, this ain't it.
Yeah, no.
And again, looking at their own
Yeah.
picture, nothing else but their own picture. I'm seeing build quality issues on this thing that are not really impressive.
Hey,
Would-
you know,
if you,
I
Go ahead.
kind of, I'm going to say something just typically, this is just my opinion, but most of the stuff that ATI brings in is not
It's
super
cheap.
top quality firearms. Hey, I'm saying it nicely.
Yes.
So,
no, I've seen.
Can I
their
be
stuff.
honest with you?
What's
When
up?
it comes to this thing, if I'm going to form one something, I'd rather form one a Winchester 357 Magnum. A nice lever action, but that's just me.
in a lever gun, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see what
But,
you're saying.
but then
I
you
look at it
can't
this
be
way. I've
Doc
looked at-
Holliday slinging his trench coat off, saying I'm your Huckleberry. So I don't understand.
Why
what
the hell
problem
did I
is.
even put this thing in the show notes?
Disease-infected gun control enforcing
Alcoholic.
bad choice
La,
making.
la, la, la.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm looking at stuff like this, or I looked at ATI stuff, and you're right. You even their display pieces at a show, you can look at it and see stuff kind of or off. And this is another one. My thing is with the price that they charge for this, I can get better from other places.
I'm with you on that one. Okay, so can we kill it?
Bye, Felicia.
Oh, but hold on. By the
Ciao.
way, I have
No.
I have an ATI pump. It's excellent. I mean, it was good enough not only for me to put a bunch of rounds through. Sean and I are using classes. It's actually what my mom uses for home defense now. So
Is it
yes, I'm
one
not
of
saying
those-
all of their stuff is horrible. I
Is it
didn't
one of
break
the
it. I could
8.7
not break it.
clones?
I could not break
Whoa.
it. What it was, they had
To
a
be
pump
fair,
actually-
he
Go
didn't
ahead.
keep it that long.
Not
He had
sure.
it for a while
All right.
and gave it to his mom. He didn't really
Yeah.
give it
Yeah.
enough time.
But we did a season. We did a season or two of classes with it. Plus, I shot it, and I didn't break it. So
I think it was less than a year, but yeah.
yeah, okay.
So do you guys want to do this next one, or do we want to bag it for today and put it in
Nah,
next week?
hit it.
Oh,
Go
let's-
ahead.
Okay.
I
Oh,
want-
this
let's-
is the
I wanna
Zane
do it.
review.
Zane,
I want to
Zane
fling poop
needs
into
this.
something else. I'm gonna fling poop at something else. Next.
Okay. Well, next up on the list
Hate
is
it.
the Glock
Totally hate
46. Okay. And as well,
Finally.
people that listen to this podcast probably listen to other stuff, but basically it sounds like the German military wanted a Glock that had a rotating barrel.
Why?
Why? I'm not sure.
Why?
We don't know why. They're
So
German. I don't
the
know.
idea is
Oh, here we go.
the idea supposedly is
Supposedly.
a rotating barrel
Allegedly.
is more accurate than the Browning tilt
Allegedly.
barrel because of
Seriously?
reasons
How many
and
people in the German army can outshoot a freaking Glock?
well, I didn't say I agree with the theory. That's just the theory. Like, I guess the idea
Theory.
being because the tilt barrel lifts up, like the minute amount it may lift up before the bullet clears the end of the barrel could affect the trajectory of the round. I don't know how true that is to be. I know I can shoot what I consider to be okay, and I don't think I can outshoot a Glock by any means. So
Dude,
I don't know what the point of the tilt barrel is.
Like a Jerry Mikulik or a Chris Tilley or a national, USPSA shooter or something.
Well, Jerry Mikulik's finger's about to get banned because
Right.
they're
Yeah.
banning. So they're banning all things that make guns fire faster than they were intended. So
They're
that's-
literally gonna cut his finger off.
they're gonna cut his trigger finger off.
It's got a rotating barrel. It's a sniper handgun. That's why they
Okay.
can't be imported into the U.S.
That's right. I'm going to go here and kind of explain what I see. Besides the rotating
Go
barrel,
ahead.
It looks like it has-
Get your reading glasses on.
a way grippier frame, like maybe one of their super textured frames. It kind of looks that way. I'm not going to read the article because if somebody wants to read the article on it, they can go to the Recoil web and find it themselves.
There's a link in the show notes, guys and girls.
Besides that, it looks like, and it says in the article, it has more of a beaver tail. So if you have big fat hands, maybe the slide won't.
This is a Gen 5
Give
Glock
you-
with a rotating barrel.
Yeah, basically.
And finally, a 46 because they need something bigger than a 45.
That's
Glock needs
right.
Oh,
Boom.
You can finally carry a 46.
You can carry a
Glock
Glock
finally-
46.
There's finally a 46.
There was another podcast. I don't remember which one it was, but someone actually pulled up the blueprint, or not the blueprints, the patent on it, and the patent photos apparently showed finger grooves, and this article shows it's not.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
Yeah.
Right.
discrepancies
Well, if you
over
scroll
what
down, you'll see
actually
the
this
finger
Glock
grooves.
46 is.
If you scroll
Yeah, we know
down,
it has a
Zane,
rotating
you'll see
barrel.
a picture of the Glock with finger grooves.
Yeah.
Right.
I
The
pointed
drawings.
that out when I was on the show. I
Yeah.
pointed that out when I was on the show. I'm like, your picture and your blueprints don't jibe. I'm not in the least bit impressed by this because this is not as we know it.
Who cares?
It's
So
a
Glocks
Glock.
work.
It's
Like-
the Glock with the least. No, yeah, exactly. Glocks work, but this is a Glock that met a PX Storm and had a baby. It
Well-
has a rotating barrel system that's used by, and there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, so I
So-
mean, you guys give me a lot of crap for he likes Glocks.
Being a
But-
Glock fan,
No, he loves
right,
Glocks.
right, but like Glocks work. Like that's one thing.
Mhm.
I don't think anyone on the panel is going to deny that Glocks are they're reliable guns. They may be
Oh,
ugly.
man,
and-
listen. The first handgun I
But-
bought was a Glock because I didn't give a crap about handguns.
Because I know what I was buying. That's why I
They're-
bought a Glock.
Now that being said, when you completely change the mechanism as to which the gun operates, I
My
don't know if I'm
I'm
not
gonna
in
go-
line to get one. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I'm going out on a limb and going with it has something probably to do with the kind of like the Army trials that they picked the 320, and Glock
Right.
made their version. It had a safety. We still haven't seen a Glock with a safety. Not that it's needed. But
not that anybody wants. Well, I shouldn't say anybody.
No.
right,
Well,
but
they make them with safeties. I think the Philippines and some other countries have ordered them with safeties.
And some places require there to be safeties, just like that's
And so
why
I'm
he puts those stupid magazine disconnect safeties in for California compliance. And
so I'm wondering that did the German military say, "Hey, we want something with a rotating barrel"?
That's what I'm going to
possible.
assume. I
That's
don't think
guess.
you're going to. Now apparently the patents are held in the United States. That's rumor, but I don't expect to see this gun in the U.S.
No.
I would be surprised if this gun ever gets released in this country. I think this is all a bunch
released, and a few Super Glock fans will pick it up and go, "Oh, this is the most wonderful thing they've ever done."
No, I don't think so. I don't think they'll ever even release it in the United States. I think someone found this on the internet and it blew it way out of proportion. That look, Glock's making a rotating barrel, and somebody ran with it. I really don't think this is going to be exactly the same as your 380 sized Glock 19s or your 380 sized Glock 17s. It was designed for a specific purpose to get around some countries' rules or something. I do not expect to see this.
Most countries in South America and Latin America don't allow you to have the same calibers
as the military. Correct, which is why they have Glock 19 sized 380s. I have a feeling this is something like that. The military said, "Hey, we want this, but it has to be a rotating barrel."
Yeah,
so
limited market.
Cool.
Here's the reason to buy this gun. Another feature of the G46 is it can be taken down without having to pull the trigger. For all these people that are afraid to pull the trigger when you take your gun down.
Yeah.
That irritates me to no end. If that is your biggest concern, just call the police, tell them you got some guns to turn in. Because if your biggest concern is, I have to press the trigger before I can take it apart. Like, you obviously don't understand firearm safety. You obviously...
you can't handle an unload procedure.
And I'll give you...
No, Sean, let him go.
Like, this... No, I'm not, because we're on live, and I don't want to cause Chad to have to bleep everything.
Hey, Sean, what else can we do to get him spun up?
Thinking about the children.
Yeah, the children. The poor children.
I'm right along with Zane with that whole, I don't want a Glock because you have to pull a trigger to break it down. You know what? Okay, take your gun that you currently use, make sure it's empty, chamber check it, and then proceed to beat yourself about the face with it. Because you have a with understanding the basic concept of safety and unloading your firearm before you do anything with it or administratively handle it. It's one of the lamest things I've ever heard. It rolls right, and you need to train more with your gun. You need to actually take a class, and it's right up there along with people that don't want to carry the firearm with a round in the chamber.
I'll make more of a concession for the people who don't want to carry with a round in the chamber than I will for the people who can't pull the trigger to do their disassembly. And I'll tell you exactly why. Yeah, if you're new and you have to get comfortable with the idea, fine. Eventually you will. It might take a couple of days. It might take a couple of weeks. But most people get there eventually, right? So it's just a comfort thing, right? It's a psychological thing. And everybody comes around to it, admits after the fact that it was foolish. So, but not being able to pull the trigger as part of your takedown tells me that you're too much of a chicken something to do dry fire practice either.
Well,
right?
Here's the thing. Modern guns, I say modern because I don't want to put an exact year on it, but for the most part, modern handguns, and for the most part because I'm exempting the P320, do not fire unless the trigger, even the P320, the trigger is pressed even when it's dropped. Modern guns do not fire unless the trigger is depressed all the way to the rear. That's just how modern guns work. And if that's an issue for you, whether being round in the chamber, whether being taking it apart, whatever it is, if the trigger's depressed to the rear, the gun is going to fire. If the trigger's not depressed to the rear, the gun is not going to fire. If you clear the gun and you ensure that it's unloaded and you point that gun in a safe direction and you follow all the firearms rules of safety and you're okay with, even though I've looked in the chamber, I know it's empty, I am totally cool with a round coming out of it right now in direction, and you press the trigger, there should not be a problem. Like, these are this is just a thing.
And what Sean was saying earlier, I mean, I did that for the first couple weeks. I started carrying my guns. I carried without a round in the chamber. Then I said, okay, this is stupid. I'm just going to put a round in the chamber and leave it with a round in the chamber. And when you holster on holster, keep your finger off the trigger. Stupid.
Yeah, you come around to it. And if you're using a decent holster, that's the other part of the issue, right? A little bit of education goes a long way when it comes to this stuff. And most people aren't willing to do that. They just want to buy the gun, carry it, and do whatever fugazi thing comes to their mind. But with just a little bit of education, you get past that discomfort and you figure it out real quick.
Oh yeah. So the thing is, like, if you're carrying a $400, $500, $600 gun, and you've spent $50 total between your holster and your belt, you may want to reevaluate some of your life choices.
Well, how recently did you make the investment in the belt too? Is this the same braided leather you've been wearing since the early 90s?
You got it at Walmart.
We see those all the time.
Years ago, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's the leather studded Hot Topic special from 1990.
I'm just saying, you don't have to break the bank on a belt either. I know we're way off topic now, but I have a Blue Alpha Gear belt that I bought.
We were never on topic, so.
And it's great.
Well, and the thing is even if you want a decent leather belt, I'm going to keep us off topic. There's decent leather gun belts out there that you can get for around, $50, $60. It's not like
the one that has the steel spring. What's the company that makes?
Yeah, I don't remember, but
didn't you review them?
Yeah, I think you did, Chad.
Somebody, I didn't. Ryan did. Whoever that guy is.
But even like Blue Alpha Gear, I'm writing a review right now on a Blue Alpha Gear belt. It's literally like $35, and it's just as stiff as the only reason it's so cheap, it doesn't have a Cobra buckle on it.
Right.
Anyways, we're way off topic now. Glock 46.
Yeah, but
it's our show. We'll do what we want.
Yeah,
let's put the Glock 46 to rest.
Yeah, it's just we're talking about something and it flowed into something else, and really we're just trying to help people for the most part. It's not like we're running off for no reason whatsoever. But now it's time to talk about my stuff. So shut up.
What Tony say?
Listen, second for everyone except y'all, so y'all need to shut up. All right.
No, we gotta go to listener. We gotta go to listener feedback. Oh wait, we don't have any. Next. Oh wait,
we will next week.
Oh yeah, we will.
Hey. Yeah, no, this is a good time to talk about the Second for Everyone Diversity Shoot, and what a good time my little brother had at the last one.
The canceled one?
Yeah, the canceled one.
The canceled one.
The second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot actually got canceled last week due to some issues with the range itself. They had to take care of some administrative things and they couldn't have us out there. So I went on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even made a video and posted it up saying, hey, listen, we're not going to have it. Could you spread the word? So, of course, Sean's little brother, who's never shown up to any diversity shoot in 3 years, hey, where you guys at? I'm over here at the event. Where's everyone? And
no, he sent me a picture of an empty room and was like, this diversity shoot is awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, are you really there or are you messing with me? He's like, I'm here. I was like, good. Go fill out the paperwork and then you'll be able to participate next time when the event isn't canceled.
So, only him and one other guy named James. Both guys that showed up were named James. So it might be something in the name. I don't know. But no one else did, which is awesome because the next event, the second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot. This is going to be at Garden State Shooting Center in Lakewood, New Jersey on November 6th. Monday, November 6th, we're going to actually have a diversity shoot in Lakewood, New Jersey, which is in the center of the state or lower center kind of shore area. What we're trying to do is break it up and show up in more locations. November 30th, we're going to have our last event for the year at Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park. Go on to diversityshoot.com and we'll have both of them along with a map to the area to let you know where both of them are. So the second is for Everyone Diversity Shoots will be held, 2 of them in November, and it's going to be awesome. So, and also we started up a GoFundMe page. So You can follow the link in the show notes, or you can go to GoFundMe and type in "The Second is for Everyone," and it'll take you directly to the page with myself and Maj Toure on it. So if you want to help us out, Train on Instagram, The Second is for Everyone Facebook page, or diversityshoot.com. And you can click on the GoFundMe, and I still have some t-shirts up if you guys want to buy them. The black one's now for sale. And I just text messaged the guy today about coming up with one for Texas. So it's going to be awesome. Help us out if you can. If you can't, I understand. Spread the word. Share us. Guys.
Sweet. Sweet.
Can I jump on my soapbox here for a second?
No.
I'm done. Yeah, you can talk about anything you want. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think it's very important at this time in our country that we support gun rights organizations. And if you are a member of the NRA and you may be, I don't know, maybe a little upset over some things that they may have said, you can email the board of directors. I've emailed them 4 times this week and haven't received a single reply from any of them. But I've emailed every single member of the board, all 76 of them. So if you would, maybe you should do that. You can go to the Gun Collective's page and email all of them from there. And you should let them know how you feel. That's all I'd say about that.
Now, I've had communication with one board member, NRA board member. He's on vacation right now. And when asked, it was communication through Facebook. And when someone mentioned, "Hey, I bet your phone is blowing up right now," he said, "I'm on vacation. Phones everywhere." So I think he just wants. I don't think the NRA went through their board to do what they did.
I don't think so either.
And he's one of the few people that answers everyone's questions when you hit him up. So I think just his inability to say anything positive is what
his
this
initials
is.
TK.
Maybe. So my thing is, as a decent human being that I know he is, I think his only thing is just to wait until something happens.
Well, my thing is this. I've emailed every single member of the board 4 times, and the only response I've got was a solicitation call asking me for more money. And
nice.
That kind of pissed me off.
I can't imagine.
So, you know what?
NRA asked you for more money?
Right.
Wow.
It was kind of funny because they called and they were like, "Well, Wayne LaPierre has authorized us to call members." I'm like, I'll tell you what. You tell Wayne LaPierre to return my email, and then maybe we can talk about y'all getting some money.
No kidding.
Nice.
Okay.
I did that to him too.
Felt like saying that.
Oh, hold on. NRA called me again, asked me for money, talking about our fight and what we need and everything and anti-gunners. And I went, "Oh, well, listen, if you really want to help Second Amendment groups, there's the Second is for Everyone diversity shoots that I've been hosting since, dude. I went to the whole spiel with those annoying NRA people. And I was like, well, can I expect a purchase of $20 from you? I mean, you can just go to my GoFundMe and hello?
Nice, Tony,
like,
nice.
A second ago, we were going to all fight for the Second Amendment together, and then you hung up on me. What the hell?
Okay, we're going to wrap this show up, this fiasco, whatever we want to call it.
This train wreck.
Send questions or comments to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, especially after this show. Check out the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage. Check us out on Facebook at Firearms Insider and also on Instagram at Firearms Insider. Go over to the Firearms Insider Instagram page and share our post to sign up for our giveaway. That would be appreciated. And we are out.
Hey, Cody, be sure to leave listener feedback for next week because love you, man. Bye, Felicia.
Absolutely no one was